So I think it says like thenar over thenar in the notes. You just have to encompass the entire wrist and approximate the radius of the ulna, squish the radius of the ulna together. So I'm doing that right now. I'm kind of assessing it. I could do that as a mobilization, or I could actually do that and then thrust at the end, squeeze. I don't think that the thrust is that beneficial. We could do that on the speeder board as well. Just make sure this isn't too. So again, I have you sit down, but let's just have you drop down like this. So I could grab like this and like that. I already fell. And drop down. Squeezing it as we drop. Making sure that the radius and the ulna are oriented this way, because it's going to be easier to do that than it is this way. This way we're gripping mostly with our fingers. When we're this way, we can actually grip with our palms. So that is approximation of the radius and the ulna. And then we have carpal glides. So approximation of the radius and the ulna is really simple. Carpal glides, a couple different ways to do this. Two different contexts. One of them can be a covered thumb. So maybe I'm on the capitate here and I cover my thumb like that, and I squeeze to distract, or if I'm on a covered thumb like this, I kind of distract the wrist and push in that direction, posterior to anterior, because that's anatomical position. Or I can do reinforced thumb like this. If I'm doing reinforced thumb, I'm going to grab the hypothenar pad and the thenar pad, put my thumbs over the carpals that I need to push anteriorly, spread the thenar and hypothenar pads apart, and just push through. And I can do that as a thrust. There's kind of a covered thumb where you grab like this as well, like that. So I can do that as a mobilization, or I can cover this thumb, distract, cover the thumb, thrust through, like that. Straight through. Notice I'm not really doing that much to a wrist. I'm distracting, covering my own thumb, pushing through. So I need to be able to assess motion of these carpals first. See which one's not moving. And once I find one that's not moving, put my thumb on it, distract it a little bit, mobilize, or thrust. Or you can do this. Cover the thumb, make sure the wrist is off the speeder board there, drop down. So that's carpal glide. We could do the same thing if we needed to push anteriorly to posteriorly. That's less common. Your hand like this, keep your hand there. The carpals are shaped like this. They're wedged like that. So we're more likely that the carpals need to be pushed in this direction because the wedge shape is going to allow them to move this way a lot easier than they do this way. So you're more than likely going to be pushing posteriorly to anteriorly. If I needed to push the carpals anteriorly to posteriorly, the only things I'd have to worry about are not pushing right here, so right at the hand butt, right at the crack there, top of the crack where the thumb would be, or pisiform, hook of the hamate, right around there is that tunnel of Guillain where the ulnar nerve is. I wouldn't be pushing there, but there are no carpals right there. I wouldn't push distal to that pisiform either because the ulnar nerve will actually go all the way here. So here and here, right in the center, off limits. But I could push right here, that would be fine. It would be the same thing. Take my thumb, put it on, in this case, the trapezium, distract the wrist, thrust through. I can do the same thing on the speeder board. So carpal glide, gliding the carpals anteriorly and posteriorly. We need to distract a little bit, put our thumb on the carpal in question, cover that thumb, distract, push through. Kind of opening up a space and pushing that carpal through, whether it's anteriorly or posteriorly. And then the speeder board technique is just setting that up, dropping down the speeder board. You get a definitive little stop there. It actually reverberates a little bit. So we got approximation of rays in the ulna, carpal distraction, or carpal distraction and carpal glide. Let's go ahead and do those two, and then I'll teach you the last.